The link is not working. Something is open here. Is this the
Ah, join. Okay. Hello. Thank you. Hello. Today we are going to talk to you about the different aspects relating to marketing. We see yesterday I was explaining for you that people do purchase the products or the services because they want different types of the want satisfying powers that the products and the services are going to enjoy. So meeting the needs profitability because the seller and the buyer they purchase the products because the buyer wants the product because he wants to satisfy his requirement, whereas the seller is going to sell the product because he requires the profit. So the second that is called as marketing. Marketing is an organizational function and set of processes for creating, communicating, and delivering value to customers and for managing customer relationship in ways that benefit the organization and its stakeholders. So you see that this particular marketing is an organizational function because all the units have to work coordinatively. They have to, the work of the marketing is the seller has to communicate to the people and deliver the value to the customers and he has to manage the customer relationships. Today, CX is very much important in the marketing and you have to see that it is going to benefit both the organization and the stakeholders. Today, we are going to speak to you on the different marketing concepts. I was explaining for you product concept, production concept, selling concept, marketing concept, societal marketing concept, like this. So every marketing concept is relevant even today in the present 21st century because we see sometimes the customers are going to give importance for the price that they are going to pay. At the time, you see the product concept becomes very much important because you have to manufacture the quality product. If you say that sometimes if you are not going to produce the quality products, then you have to see that you are going to sell the products to the consumers at a very low rate. Then the people are going to accept the product at a very low rate. They are going to get the product at a cheaper rate. The third methodology is the selling concept, where you can see that you are going to get the products which are very much important, but the seller is going to sell the product according to his whims and fancy. The buyer do not require it. And the fourth one is the marketing concept, where the integrated marketing and the another important one, that is the customer satisfaction, happens to be the pillar. And the fifth one happens to be the societal marketing concept, wherein it is the extended form of the marketing concept, wherein we have to take into consideration that the society should not be put into trouble just because you are manufacturing the product or you are rendering the services to the people. So these are the different concepts. Even today, it is very relevant because just because we are producing the product or giving the services to the people, we should not pollute the nature. We should not pollute the noise. We should not pollute the water bodies. We should not pollute the air as such. Next, we move on to the next important aspect because that is the customer satisfaction or the value addition. Because every product is going to be purchased by the customer only looking into the want satisfying capacity of that particular product or the service. Today, product means it even includes the services also. If you see that if you are going to include the product for the products that you are going to manufacture, you see that you are going to get the satisfaction for whatever the products that you are going to consume. If the sellers are not in a position to give the value addition for whatever the products that you are going to sell, then there is no point in purchasing the products or getting the service from the producer. So value addition happens to be a very important thing, and the customer relationship management is very, very important today. If this customer relationship management is very poor, that the people are not in a position to be convinced, or the product is not is going to produce the or it is not going to deliver the one satisfying power, then there is no meaning in purchasing. That's why the research and development department should be there in almost all the company. They have to take the product and they have to always think of as to how the product can be improvised by removing the side effects. For example, the best example is the pharmaceutical industry, where whenever you are going to consume the syrups or the tablets and all those things, side effects are going to be there, and all the pharmaceutical company, when they are going to supply these particular tablets and syrups to the doctors or to the pharma companies or the medical stores, they will put one particular pamphlet that if you are going to take up this particular tablet, you are going to be dozy, you are going to have some headache, or you are going to have some diarrhea, or you are going to have some body pain. or you are going to get vomiting sensation and all those things. So why they give all these brochures? Because the patient before taking that particular product should be ready for this particular things that are going to happen, nausea and all those things. So if you take that, you the customer the before the patient who is going to consume that particular product, he will be having mental stability that he can withstand those things that are going to happen. Now, the very important thing why customer satisfaction becomes very much important is because you see that you have to deliver 100% satisfaction to the customers. If you are not delivering the satisfaction to the customers, then what is the use of purchasing the product or getting the service? For example, you say give your car or a bike for the purpose of service in a particular service station. Now that particular company, Hyundai or Maruti or Activa Honda, those particular people, the dealers who are going to give the services for you, they have to wash out the bike or the car that you are giving, and they have to fill the what we call as the fuels that is being required, lubricating oil, and all those things that are to be applied, and they are going to give the product for you as if it is going to be a new one. Now these particular things are very common, and we have to look into this particular aspect. The next important thing that we are going to look into is a lot of money is to be uh, a shell out by the company when they want to give or deliver the services, because the scientists or the engineers, whoever happens to be the people who are going to provide the research and development people, they have to take into consideration that these things becomes very much important, that they have to look into these particular aspects in the sense that it is going to be helpful for them. So this becomes very much important because unless you do a lot of research work as to what is to be done, what products are to be provided, what value addition is to be done, what requirement is very much required, that is very much important, because all the companies should have the research and development department nowadays, and they have to so that they are going to have clear analysis. Then we have to another thing that we are going to discuss, that is the very important product life cycle concept. What is this particular product life cycle concept? Product life cycle concept happens to be the very important concept, because we see whatever the products or the services that are going to be given by the manufacturers or the dealers is going to be their brain child, because every product is a brain child, because every manufacturer or the producer is going to spend a lot of energy, cost, money for the purpose of developing that particular product. What is the idea behind producing a product? Because the company wants to make profit. When the ultimate thing happens to be the profit making, you have to see that the product that you are going to deliver to the customers should be sold like hot cakes. If you are not going to provide those particular things for the people, then it becomes very difficult for you to look into these particular aspects. The product life cycle concept is like a human life cycle concept, because it is not coming in the PPT. I'm explaining for you extemper without looking to the PPT. Today you have this particular this one. In the later classes, when I'm going to take up the offline classes for you, I will show the PPT relating to product life cycle concept, because product life cycle concept is where the human life cycle concept, where we take into consideration when a particular person is going to deliver the product, he sees that that it is possible to look into the factors influencing the now the PPT is coming. They are telling us about the nature of marketing and all those things. So I will complete this one, and later on I will take up the product life cycle concept. Now it is a factors influencing marketing concept. Number one, growth of population. Over a period of time, you just look into 50 years back, the population of the entire globe was just 250 crores. But today's population in the world is crossing 700 crores. So more customers have begun, and we see that because of the population growth, the factors that are influencing the marketing has also started. And changing concept of family, because today we don't have the joint family concept, we are all into neutral family. More disposable income is there with the people, because earlier people never had the money with them to spend. Money was very precious, but today it is not like that. Everyone wants to work in one company or the other company, and they will take up the work. Earlier, only boys used to go and work, only the gents, male part. But today, you see, the female part are also taking equally competing with the male part, and because of this, whatever the products that they require, it is going to be a very important thing, and they are going to purchase whatever the products they require. More discretionary income is there, and technological advancement. Today we are going to speak about IOTA and all those things, Internet of Other Things, LAN, WAN, Internet marketing, and we say global marketing, we say e-commerce, we say mobile banking and all those things. What all these things? It is because of the advancement. I am sitting in some corner of the world. I am teaching for you. That means to say, Internet has enabled me for me to make the PPT presentation for you and to explain the various concepts relating to this. And media today, we have the electronic media, print media, which have become very, very successful because today newspapers, journals, magazines, and on the other side, we have got billboards, posters, and we are going to see that we have the internet website connection. So people sitting at one particular point of time, they can log into some website and they can look into the features and the functions that are being carried out by these particular things. And the last one is the credit facility. So credit facility is offered today. 90% of the business in India or in the entire world is carried out on the credit basis only, because today no person will deal with cash basis, because they want to purchase the product, sell it in the market, and the cash basis business is no more, and it is always based on the credit facility. The next slide, please. Next slide. We see the nature of the marketing. It is a legal process by which ownership is transferred. So what is marketing? In the marketing, the seller is going to get the price and the buyer is going to get the product. So what is happening here? You see that the legal process is going to be there, and this particular legal process is going to help you to a very larger extent, and it is a system of interacting business activities, because you see that the business activities are being interacted, because you see on the one side you are going to exchange money for the product or the services that you are going to consume, and it is a managerial function of organizing and directing, because it is a managerial function of organizing and directing business activities that facilitates the movement of goods from producers to consumers. It has become very easy. It is a philosophy based on consumer orientation and satisfaction. So it is a philosophy because it is based on the consumer orientation, what the consumers requires and all those things. And it has dual objectives, profit making and consumer satisfaction. Because on the one side, you are going to have the profit that is being earned by the seller, and the another side, you are got the consumer satisfaction that you are going to look into. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Hello, next slide. We see that the marketing has been taken up in a very progressive manner today, because we are looking into the different aspects, because whatever the things that are there, what are all that is being covered in the marketing, we are going to see that the services are being covered, and on the other side you see the events, experiences, persons, places, properties, organizations, information, ideas, physical goods, all these things are being covered, because today all these things are being marketed. Take for example, it is not merely the physical product, or it is not merely the invisible services. For example, a teacher is going to teach some subjects for you, he is not producing anything for you, but he is giving the service for you, so that particular service is being taken into consideration. And the next one is events. They are being given. Event management has come up like anything in the marketing. And today we speak about the experience. Experiences are going to come out only when you are going to face out with these particular issues. And persons are being taken into consideration, because it is the people who are going to be involved in these particular aspects. And places are being taken into consideration. Properties are being dealt with. Organizations are going to do all these things. And information is being shared. Information has become a resource today. And ideas are taken into consideration, because ideas are also going to be exchanged, and they are going to be dealt with like any other commercial product. And lastly, the physical goods. Okay, next slide. Next slide. We see that the things are going to be taken into consideration in this particular aspect. Next slide. Yeah, what are all the things that we take into consideration today? It is not the commerce what we used to say or the traditional marketing, because today we have taken into consideration the e-marketing. E-marketing enables you to sell the product through the websites, through the internet marketing, because you switch into a particular place where you are going to be and you are going to sell the product, and the cash is also going to be delivered to you through this particular online mode only. So no physical contact between the buyer and the seller, because of the technological advancement that has been made in this particular regard. So today we are not in that particular system where barter system was there, where the goods were exchanged for the goods. But today it is not like that. Goods are exchanged for the money. For each and every product or the service, there is a value that is being attached, and you are going to sell those particular products for the value. Earlier in the barter system, there was lack of double coincidence of wants. Now from this, we are going to move into the next thing, that is with, relating to how e-commerce has got the advantages. E-commerce or e-marketing has got lot of advantages, because the buyers need not go in search of the products or the services, because they can sit in one particular place and they can see that the product is being manufactured as such, and the products are being dealt. So the buyers need not go from shop to shop or from one particular place to another particular place. And another important thing that we look into is you can bargain, because whatever the rates that are being quoted in the Amazon or in the Flipkart or in the Snapdeal, you are going to see that you are going to deal with this particular this one in a very happy situation, because they will give lot of discounts, allowances, and you can sell away those particular products, and at the least price is going to be quoted, because one company will be competing with another company and they want to see that they are going to sell the product and their products are to be sold, and their products are to take the lead, and they want to become the leaders in the market, no? So naturally they go for the reasonable rate. And another one is delivery is given to your home. Door to door delivery is there today, because you need not look into any particular aspect where you have to transport whatever the product that you have purchased. Easily you can tell them that the products is to be brought to your doors, and you can make the payment through online only. The next important thing that we are going to discuss in the marketing is relating to the product life cycle concept. I was telling you, no. So product life cycle concept, the PPT is not coming. I'm going to show those particular PPT when I take the class for you offline. So product life cycle is like the human life cycle only, because I was telling you every product or the service that is being generated or it is being sold, it happens to be the brainchild of every producer. Who doesn't have that particular? As a human, you think of you have a son or a daughter, you want to give good education for them, and those particular boys or the girls, the daughter or the son is going to work in different capacities, and they are going to bring you a lot of profit, because they are going to get the salary or the income as such, and your life becomes very comfortable because they get the job, and those particular job will yield them some monetary benefits. Because of that, their life becomes very happy because of the disposable income. Now what the thing that we are going to look into this particular aspect is, because we have to take into consideration the different aspects relating to this particular information, because every product that is going to be manufactured will not be taken into consideration in a very what we can say, it will not reach the mode, because each particular product will take its own time. For example, a newly born baby, for the purpose of crawling and standing, it will take 1 year. Similar is the case with regard to the products also. When the products are being introduced in the market, all of a sudden then the sales products business or the marketing will not be done at a very higher level, because you have to take into consideration that those particular products will be taken into consideration in such a manner, it will take its own time. And when the product moves, you see that the products are going to show the growth stage. The baby also starts growing, no? The products will also start growing. And you see over a period of time, the growth, the product sales are going to be at a higher level. It reaches the zenith position. What I mean, statistically mode position. Highest number of sales of the products are going to be sold. For example, you see for in the market, or watch which particular television is being sold, which LCD or which LED is being sold at the highest level. You take into consideration, and the products are going to be purchased on those particular basis. When a company products are being sold, highest volume of the units are being manufactured, then you think of it is going to be a growth maturity. But decline maturity will also be there. What is the decline maturity? Whatever the amount of the money that you are going to spend for the product, that particular product may not bring the revenue for you. That is called as decline maturity. So decline maturity is not so conducive for the products, because they take into consideration these particular products are going to be very important. So the next important thing that we are going to look into is who is going to market, and what prospects are going to be there, because we take into consideration the different types of the demand. Whatever the product that we want to sell, we always take into consideration the demand factor. If the demand is not there, then what is the problem? We are shifting over to the PPT that is being provided. There is negative demand will be there. Negative demand means there is no demand for your product at all. Instead of the product that is being sold, nobody will come forward to purchase your product. Then we have got the non-existent demand. For the time being, there is no demand for your product. Then latent demand will be there, which will the demand will come in the forthcoming days as well. Declining demand is there. Your products are sold, but it is going to be on a declining sale. Say, for example, you are selling 1,000 units every day, but over a period of time, you see only 500 or 600 units are being sold every day. What does it mean? That the product is showing a declining demand. Irregular demand is there. In the month of January, you have got sales, but in the month of February, there is no demand, no sales. Once again, it will pick up in the month of April or May. Then once again, it will come down in the month of June. That is irregular demand. Full demand will be there. For some products, always demand is there. For example, the grocery shops, you see lot of items or the cereals that are being sold, they are going to subject to this particular demand. Always full demand is going to be there for the products. Then we take care of the overfull demand. Over and above you the product supply, there is going to be lot of demand for your product. That is called as overfull demand. Next, we take into consideration the unwholesome demand. You see that there is going to be some type of the demand where you see that there is going to be extraordinary demand for your product as such. Next one, next slide. The next important thing that we are going to look into, because there is some PPT problems here. There is no one, because today it is holiday, no? There is no one to share the PPT. So we will switch over to the next one. What I was telling you for the product life cycle concept, I was telling you about the declining maturity. So always growth maturity is important, but not the declining maturity, because in the declining maturity, you are going to pump of money for advertisement. But you see that this is not going to show any demand for your product, because you take into consideration lot of demand, where you take into consideration that you have to give lot of importance, because for the advertisement, when the advertisement that you are going to do, but it is not going to bring the revenue for you. So the last stage in the product life cycle concept is the decline stage. Decline stage means the product already it has lost its importance in the market. Nobody is purchasing your product. Some strategies to be applied for the purpose of boosting the product. Whatever the strategy that you are going to apply, but the people are not ready to purchase your product at all. So that is called a decline stage. Now the question comes up to our mind as to why should we study a concept like product life cycle concept. Product life cycle concept is very important for the manufacturer on the one side, and it is also equally important for the customers also. Because why these things becomes very much important is the manufacturers will take into consideration, they can easily come to know, because of the sales that are taking place and whatever the profit that they are making, they will come to know what that particular product is going to be there, in which particular stage it is there. So the second important thing we take into consideration, what are all the things that we are going to study in the marketing. So we are going to study about the consumer wants and the needs. We are going to study about the consumer behavior or the buyer behavior. Product planning and development we are going to study. pricing policies we are going to study, distribution channels we are going to study, and we are going to study about the consumer satisfaction. We study about the marketing control. We study about the promotion practices and all those things. So these things happens to be very important. Each and everything happens to be very important because, for example, I was telling consumer wants and needs. A consumer is nothing but a person who is having the bundle of wants. Every human being has got lot of wants and dreams and requirements and all those things. Where from you are going to fulfill all those things is only through the marketing only. And for that particular purpose only, we go and work in some company, earn some amount of money, and that particular money will be utilized for the purpose of purchasing the products. The second one is the study of buyer behavior. We are going to study the buyer behavior because it is consumer. Every person is a psychological animal. We may be crores in number. Human population throughout the world may be crores in number. Each of one are being taken into consideration. Their character is like this. For example, Asian race is something, African race is something. We have got American race, we have got red Indians, we have got blacks or the Negroes, we have got the Japanese people. Each one of us every heterogeneous. For example, if you take the Indians only, we have different types of the religions, and within the religion we have got the caste, community, and all those things. And we are going to study about these particular issues in such a way because each particular community or the caste, they are going to have their own rituals, their own customs, their own beliefs, and all those things. Because of that, they are going to put or they are going to follow their own rituals as such. And we are going to study about the consumer behavior because our mind is being considered as a black box. We do not understand what actually the things are going on in our black box because you can't open it and see what is you are thinking, what type of color you want, what type of texture you want, what type of the fashion you are liking, what price you are ready to pay. No, it is all instantaneous. If you go to the shopping mall and there you decide because you are going to be tempted to purchase those particular products, even if you are not ready to purchase the product, the attraction of the advertisements will be such that that you are going to purchase the product on your own because you are being taken into consideration those particular issues. You want to enjoy those particular products. And we are going to study about the product planning and development because every company, every what is very important in the marketing, it is only the change is the only permanent thing in marketing. We don't say change is there in human resource management. Okay, sometimes changes may be there in the policies of the HRM. Even changes may be there in the financial management strategies, financial management. There may be change in the production methodology, engineering department. There may be change with regard to different aspects. But what is more important in the marketing, it is the change. Change is the only permanent factor in the marketing that holds good. Unless the people think in a different manner, they are not bored about using the product, they will think of purchasing some other products or something like that. So product will become very much important and they take into consideration this particular aspect. Next, we also think about the product planning and development because we have to produce new variety of the product, new services we have to produce. You see the mobile handsets that we are purchasing, computers when they were manufactured, it was of room size, a big room size the computers were. But today you are carrying the computers in your mobile phones. Computers are there because you can have different media links like Bluetooth, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp. Everything is there. A person can view without his family today, but he can't view without a mobile phone today because mobiles have taken away everything. All financial information we are going to store in the what we consider it as the mobile phones, and every piece of information is going to be there. We send mails to some other people, we wish our friends and relatives on their birthday and anniversary. For all these things we are using the Facebook and the YouTube or the WhatsApp. The next important thing that we look into is the product planning. Everywhere, every organization will look into these particular things because they want to be the business leaders. How it has become the business tycoons, how they have become the market leaders, how they want to enjoy the number one position. For example, Geo. 4 5 years back, Geo company went on manufacturing these particular SIM cards, and they issued for the entire India free of cost this particular SIM card. Later on, what they did, 1 month you can use the internet free, 28 days. Next, they told 2 months we are giving free. Then they said 3 months we are going to give the free. Why these particular offers are being made? Because they want to see that all people in India, the entire population in India, out of 140 crores, around 70 to 75% people are going to use the Geo for SIM cards only. Then later on, they penetrated into the market. Now for 28 days, they are asking us to pay 280 rupees. For 54 days, they are asking us to pay 480 or 490 rupees. For 84 days, they are asking us to pay 720 rupees. So who has got the market today? It's only the Geo company, because they gave as an motivation for the people to purchase. SIM cards are being distributed. The SIM cards cost for the company, no problem. But the people have purchased once the SIM card, they have to go for the Geo currency only. That particular company only they have to purchase. Then who will be the person who is going to be profitable? It is only the Geo company. This is how the product planning is going to be done. Most oftenly, the products are being sold like hotcakes in the market, owing to their performance. For example, some books on marketing management written by Philip Kotler, written by Ramaswamy Namakumari, written by some other Sharlekar. And now they are being sold like hotcakes when compared to the some other marketing books written by some other authors. Why? Because it is easy to understand, the language is good, and you are going to enjoy. And we are also going to deal with pricing policies. We have got different types of pricing policies. For example, we have got what is called as BATA pricing. We have got return on market, return on investment pricing. We have got margin pricing. We have got margin of safety pricing. We have got psychological pricing. We have got penetration pricing. We have got skimming pricing. So high skimming strategy, low skimming strategy pricing, high penetration pricing, low penetration pricing. All these things are being usually applied in the businesses. Why for? Because you have to enter into the business. Later on, you have to start doing the business as such. So pricing policies are very important, wherein it is going to show lot of relevance for the company, because of that they can do lot of business. So this is also taken into consideration. The next important thing that we are going to cover in the marketing is related to the different aspects related into marketing mix, and because marketing mix is the mix of four important pieces, that is product mix, price mix, promotion mix, physical distribution mix. What is very important in the business? In the business, all the four pieces are important. When it comes to the product, it comes to process, and some other things are being taken into consideration when it comes to the service marketing. So another three pieces are added. Today we are going to speak about 92 piece. We are going to speak about 80 piece. Why? Because each and every piece has got its own relevance in the marketing. For example, I told you, for the selling of the physical products in the market, you require what is called as the product. What is product after all? It has got the art and science, where you take into consideration the different aspects, because marketing is both market. It has got the want satisfying capacities, both art as well as a science. And what is art? Art is nothing but the practical application of the theory that you have read. For example, geography, you see rain gauge is there. What is rain gauge? It wants to measure the how much rainfall was there in a particular place. We take into consideration. The next important thing that we take into consideration is the different products that are being sold. Quality becomes very much important. So product is the very important thing. Unless a particular manufacturer is going to produce a market, the next one, we think about the difference between the marketing and the different types of the things that are going to be taken into consideration. Madam, you stop at the differences. Differences. So differences you put, differences that we take into consideration. Okay. So differences. Market includes both place and region in which buyers and sellers are in free. So what is the difference between marketing and selling? We are going to study. Marketing focuses on the customer needs, whereas the selling focuses on the customer needs. So in the selling, we are going to give importance for the profit that we are going to make. We do not look into the requirements of the customers. Where in the marketing, we necessarily look into the requirements of the customers, whereas in the selling, we give for the sales importance. But in the marketing, we give importance for the satisfaction or customer satisfaction, we say. In the selling, we give importance for the profit making, whereas in the what we say, the marketing, we give importance for the customer satisfaction. Lot of research and development work is being given impetus in the selling, in the marketing, but no such research and development work will be taken up in the marketing assets. So marketing is something which is very, very narrow in the sense that you can do the business only for a short while period, but the marketing is going to aim at the long term process. For example, you are going to stay, if you are going to follow the methodology of the marketing for a very long period in the industry. But when you follow the what we call as the selling concept, it's going to be a narrow concept where you are going to stay in the marketing for a very short while. So you have got the customer that is being taken into consideration. Customer is first in the marketing, whereas customer is not given lot of importance in the selling. Long-term perspective marketing has got, whereas it is short-term perspective in the selling concept. And philosophy of the business is there in the marketing, whereas routine process is there in the selling. Profits through customer satisfaction is important in selling. Profits through sales volume is important. And we see continuous after sales will be there after you do the marketing, but no after sales service is available when you go for the selling concept. Yeah, whereas the marketing begins with the production, before production, but selling starts after the production. And marketing focuses on the customer requirements, whereas the selling focuses on the seller needs. So these are the points of differences between the selling and the marketing concept. So what is important today in the marketing, it is the marketing concept. We should always take into consideration that these things becomes very much important. Unless you give importance for the marketing and see that, then only people are going to purchase your product. Next slide. Next slide. So we see that this particular developing marketing strategies and plans is there. Capturing marketing insights are very important. Connecting with customers, which is important. Building strong brands is very much important. Shaping the marketing offerings is important. Communicating the value and delivering the value important. And creating long-term growth is also important. Why to develop the marketing strategy? Unless if you apply the strategy in the market, you can't stay away in the market, because lot many competitors are there who will be struggling hard that they want to sell the product. If you don't develop the marketing strategies, then you have to apply those particular marketing strategies at the relevant time. When it is required, you have to apply. When it is not required, you have to withdraw. For example, when competitors are there more, you have to low down the price. When the competitors are not there, or when the demand rises for your product, you have to increase the price of the product. For that particular purpose only, we are going to have the skimming pricing strategy, or we are going to have the penetration pricing strategy. Next one is capturing the marketing insights. You as a marketer, you have to be very, very careful and extremely careful, because competitors always wants to have an edge over your business, because they will take your product to their R&D and they will do a lot of research and development work, and they come out with a new variety of the product. Then you have to take that particular product and you have to do the research and development work, and once again you have to come back with that particular new product and tell this is the new product which has got lot of importance in the marketing, and it is going to have the benefits of all these things. So for example, you want to purchase a t-shirt or a pant or a pair of sandals or a shoes, you want to purchase a pen, everywhere you look into the value addition. Unless there is value addition, you don't purchase at all. And you have to capture the marketing insights. Next, we take into consideration, you have to connect to the customers. How to connect to the customers? You have to connect to the customers only on the basis of the marketing, that is advertisement and the salesmanship that you are going to do. And after, when you connect to the people, you have to develop or shape the marketing offerings. How to shape the market offering? You have to come out with new variety of the products. You have to design the product in a different design, and you have to submit those particular products to the people. Next, you have to build a connect with the customers, and you have to build the strong brands, shape the market offerings, and you have to deliver the value to the people. How to deliver the value to the people? It is through how you have to deliver the space for the people, because you have to see that you are going to be sold on your own, looking to the quality of the product that you have produced. People will come forward, and you have to shape the marketing offerings also. Discounts, allowances, quantity discounts, cash discounts are also going to be provided. Free samples, free sachets. For example, shampoos, Sunsilk, Pantene, and Himalaya, herbal shampoos, all are being sold in the market. Before that, they want to give the sample sachets to the people. When the sample sachets are given freely, people will take home and they will purchase the product. And when they think that it is very good and it is very quality oriented, people will go for a lengthier bottle that they want to purchase. And you have to deliver the value for the people. You have to communicate the value. Yes, this is the product that I am giving. This is very, very superior product, and people will purchase the product blindly because people know that your product is fine. For example, Hindustan Unilever product, HUL company products are being sold like hotcakes in the market. Why? Because Tata's products are being sold like hotcakes in the market. Why? Because they are all quality oriented. Next, we take into consideration the communicating the value. You have to communicate to the people. This is my product. This is the advantage that you have got. For example, every person, when you want to purchase a LED TV or a LCD TV for your house, you will be telling these are the advantages. These are the color connection. You can sit. You have the remote control. You can control the geyser from this particular remote that is being given to you. It is crystal clarity is going to be maintained. Color clarity is going to be there. So all these things you can look into only when you have got all these particular facilities. And you have to see you are going to create a long-term growth for your business. Because once you establish yourself as a reputed company, people see that your dreams are going to be long lasting, because you can be stay in that particular company for a very, very long period as such. Madam, please, next slide. Next slide. So we are at the fag end. So marketing environment, what it is all going to cover, because we have to take into consideration the different forces that are going to influence the marketing. Marketing is being influenced by so many factors, like we have the social factors, we have the economic factors, we have got the political factors, legal factors, technological factors, and we have got the economic factors. How these forces or the factors are going to influence the business, because you can't do the business in isolation, no? Because marketing is going to be there in the heart of the people. Everyone will pay the money only when they get the value added product or a quality product. People will not just come and purchase whatever the products that is being produced by you, because they seriously think about whether your product is a genuine product or a fake product. Nobody wants to make investment in a fake product, isn't it? Do you purchase by paying some money where the product that is being delivered by the company is not so good? No, we don't purchase. Why should we purchase a third grade product? Because it is not going to convince your wants. No, it is not having the want satisfying capacity at all. Then why you are going to purchase? So all these things are to be taken into consideration: sociological factors, psychological factors, anthropological factors, and your economic factors like consumer competition, price, and political factors, ethical forces, and you have got the physical forces, you have got the technological forces. All these things are to be looked into. By and large, marketing is being influenced by the economic factors, because some countries are very advanced economically and they have become the superpowers. For example, United States of America, or France, Germany, Japan, China, Russia, they are all superpowers because they are all veto powers. No, their economic positions, their living cost is very much high. For example, you can see every American is going to eat or consume 12 eggs per week, whereas an average Indian is not going to consume a single egg. That means to say you find lot of differences with regard to the way of life that we are leading. People are very poor in India. It is because of the population that we have got. Ours is the eighth largest or the seventh largest country in the world, but we see that as regards the population, we are number two, next only to China. So per capita income is what? Per capita income is nothing but the GDP, gross domestic product, or the net or the aggregate of the total goods and services produced in a country during a period divided by the total number of heads that are there. So you get the per capita income. Per capita income, even today you can see people will write in their income certificate their per capita or the annual income of the father and his family put together. It is only 25,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees. It is possible for you to lead a life with 30,000 rupees. Let us question our own conscience. No, it is not at all possible because people take into consideration these particular aspects because an average Indian is going to earn. If he is in the government service, a clerk will get a salary of 25,000. An attender will get a salary of 20,000 and a peon will get a salary of 18,000. A superintendent will get a salary of 65,000. A deputy registrar will get a salary of 80,000, 85,000. A professor is going to get a salary of 1,25,000 or 1,50,000. So why economic factors becomes very much important? Your purchasing power is very important. No, your PP is very much important. If you say that you don't have the money, can you go and shop any products in the market? No, it is not at all possible. Why? Because you see that you don't have the money at all. Then where it comes the question of you purchasing the product? When you have little amount of money, you can purchase only the basic range. You can't purchase a very highly advanced product. For example, when you want to purchase a LCD TV or a LED TV 65 inches, you have to shell down 3 lakh rupees or you have to pay 2.5 lakh rupees. A ordinary TV is available for you for 30,000 or 25,000, where from you can spend 2.5 lakh or 2 lakh 75,000. No, it is not possible because your income doesn't permit to you to spend so much of money. This is why economic factors becomes very much important. An average Russian, though it is a communist country, a Chinese, though it is a communist country, France or UK or Germany, though they are democratic country, people are far, far advanced because it is having lesser population. India is developing as a developing economy because we are also technologically coming up to that particular level because we are spending lot of money. People are getting lot of jobs. Almost Bangalore is being considered as the Silicon Valley of India. More people are going to Canada, Australia, Brazil, or in Australia, Germany, France, and Indians are found everywhere. They are more number in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and they are going to Japan also nowadays. They are going to some other countries like Thailand, South Korea, where they can get a lot of job opportunities. Why I'm telling all these things is economic factors are very much important. Your purchasing power is important for the purpose of purchasing the product assets. So by this, we are going to end up our lecture now and we are going to join for the lecture tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. We will discuss about the different environmental factors in the days to come. Tomorrow, I will take up, along with the extension of economic factors, how it is going to influence the marketing activity. We are going to discuss about the other factors like sociological factors and all those things. Thank you. Thank you, Anand. We will exit from the screen. Thank you.